Welcome everyone to our brand new release, The Season of Grace. We have some really brilliant and beautiful products to share with you by Redesign with Prima. My name is Carrie. I am going to host this release with you. We have one especially really cool product to share with you, and I'm going to show you how to use this at the very end of the video with a couple of key projects. But if you love working with decor molds, and I know you guys have kind of seen some sneak peeks of this in action, and you've all asked about it, so I'm really excited to share this with you. We have new transfers by Kasha, we have decoupage, we have Christmas, everything. So it's going to be so fun. And make sure to comment during the video live or even a day or two after. We know not everyone can make it. Let us know what your favorite product is from the release, and we're going to choose a giveaway winner from YouTube and Facebook. So you're going to get a new goodie in the mail. Thanks so much for joining us, and let's get started. Okay, first up is our Rosette Aviary collection. I know you guys are going to absolutely love this collection. There's birds, botanicals, and earthy colors with crimsons and teals. It is just absolutely stunning. It comes with a decoupage fiber, midi transfer, and large transfer set within the collection. This is called the Velvet Nest. Our decoupage fiber is reversible, by the way. So if you want the images going in a different direction, you can totally do that with this fiber, as well as the rest of our fibers. It has a beautiful blue background with flowing branches and gorgeous leaves, florals, and the red florals. I just love how they pop in the blue, and that beautiful bird. They are just all stunning mixed together. And on this fiber, you also get a little bit of script and some scrolls on the edges. So a little bit of added details to this paper, really beautiful. We recommend that you add this paper to a lighter color background. So paint the background that is going to go on in a light color, and it really makes the colors just pop. And I just love, there's little berries even included mixed in there in the florals. It's just stunning. It'll go on so many different DIY projects so beautifully and make them shine. Next up is our midi transfer. This one is called the Rosy Nest. It comes with 3 sheets in this midi transfer pack, along with the Hue Harmony on there. And you can see the little birds and branches, and there's extra florals so that you can kind of build and make your own designs with this transfer set. It's so fun. And you can put the little birds wherever you like. You can put them on the branches just to make kind of your own designs. And we love that this set can go on so many different background colors. Like, it looks so stunning, even on this creamy background with the wood tones. Really, it's just so earthy, and I think you really, really enjoy using it. It's going to make your projects shine. Next up is our large transfer set called Rosette Aviary. So it comes with 4 sheets in this set. So you get quite a few transfers, and these designs are great for larger projects such as cabinets, tables, desks, that sort of thing. You can mix and match with the midi transfer as well. What I really love is if you decide to decorate your furniture in your bedroom, for instance, you know, you could use the midi transfer set to like make little accessories, like maybe dress up your jewelry box or your lampshades, anything, you know. That's what I love about these collections, is that you can mix and match depending on the DIY project you want to use them on. And I just love these little birds. And again, beautiful branches that are kind of, they just sort of flow. They have all those beautiful tones of wood mixed in. Very vintage, yet kind of modern too, because I think these colors are really kind of modern for these days. And just over wood alone, I think these would be absolutely stunning. There's extra florals, extra little birds. So again, you can make your own unique design by mixing and matching these transfers. And I would love to know what color you would put these on, like what color background. I'm just curious to know, because I think wood, like a light wood, would just look absolutely stunning. And here we show it on white, which of course really makes the colors pop. But no matter what you use it on, it's going to look absolutely fabulous. I love this collection, and I think it's going to sell out really fast. So, because I think it's going to be that versatile and that beautiful for so many people. Okay, up next is our casting mix. Now, this is what I was referring to at the beginning of the video. I absolutely love this brand new product, and I think you will too. Our casting mix is a 2-to-1 ratio, so you use 2 parts powder, 1 part water, and it comes with a complete kit. So you can mix your casting mix right here with everything included in the box. So you have a silicone mixing cup, and then you have 2 measuring cups. I use one for the casting mix and one for the water. And they just go right into that silicone cup and you mix well. We also give you a free coaster mold to try the casting mix in, which is kind of cool. And then you get 2 silicone mixing sticks. So that helps mix up your casting mix really nicely. We also made sure that we carefully packaged the casting mix, so it's safe to say that when you get this box, you won't have powder everywhere. We really ensured that it was packaged beautifully. So you're going to pull this out and open up this package here. That is where the casting mix is. And by the way, on the back, you have full instructions on how to use this mix. So if you forget, you have it right at your fingertips. It's really, really easy to use. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to mix it and how to use it in our decor molds. You're going to absolutely love this. Up next is our Kasha collection. Now, she came out with beautiful gold, of course, gold, shimmering transfers. They are just stunning and so highly detailed. So the first up is this beautiful midi transfer. It has lots of detail, including angels. Now these can go on smaller projects and larger projects as well. This set is called Label Deluxe, and it comes with 2 sheets in the pack. They're 8.5 by 11 inches. Again, lots of details. There's angels on here. There's very delicate leaves. And, you know, these can be not only used on the smaller projects that you want to work on, but also the larger furniture projects as well. I did see a sneak peek of Kasha using one of these transfers behind where the hardware goes. I thought that was so clever. These will also jazz up any of your Christmas projects this year for, you know, gift giving, ornament making, and so on. It's just filled with detail, and I really think that you guys will love using these. You know, gold is always good to go with. Here we showed just a little sample project on a book, on a vintage book, and it looks absolutely stunning. So I think you're going to love it. And then she also has a large transfer set in her collection. It's called Eglantine Elegance. So this is the larger transfer in her new collection. And it comes with 2 beautiful sheets of golden scrolling floral beauty. This transfer is so gorgeous. You can use it on the larger furniture projects as well as the smaller ones. There's leaves and gorgeous florals, and it shimmers and shines in true Kasha elegance. It's just absolutely stunning. I could just see this used on a beautiful, you know, antique dresser or an old cabinet. I think that these florals just have that vintage style and vibe that will go beautiful with just about anything. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think of this design so far? I think that this is going to be a very, very popular one this season. Okay, up next we have our A4 Decoupage Papers. There are 24 brand new, gorgeous designs, and not just for Christmas either. A lot of these you can use right through winter, which is so fabulous. So we're going to start off with our first one here. It's called Cardinal Christmas. Then we have Crimson Noel. Oh, I love those cardinals on the branches. So beautiful. And again, these papers are reversible, just like our other fibers. Then we have Noel Night Owl. 2 different images on one sheet, so you can make 2 projects with one. Next is Belle of the Season. I love these glimmering little bells with so much detail. This one is called Silent Night Stories. Very vintage and Christmassy and wintry. So pretty. Then we have Vintage Tidings with 2 very vintage and beautiful images in one. Next up is the ornaments. This one's called Jewel of the Season. It matches our original transfers that we released back in July. Very pretty to mix and match with. Cozy Cloth Corner. So you got Santa there by the tree. twilight nesting, so more beautiful birds in the lanterns and bells with a beautiful scene in the background. Farmhouse Noel with our iconic cowboy boots all dressed up in beautiful evergreens. Plaid and pine, again, 2 different images on one, perfect for smaller decor projects. Cozy barn blessings, love that. Country pines delivery with a vintage truck, so pretty. Then we have cranberry cabin, so beautiful. These would make beautiful fibers on your wall decor. You can make wall decor, so awesome. Christmas in the woods with a gorgeous church and old, well, they're both churches actually. Winter Heart Noel. So this has a lot of blues with the red berries, frosted bows and berries. Oh, I love this one. Also beautiful with the gorgeous blue tones and berries. Silent Night Sparkle. So 2 images in one. These all kind of coordinate. I kept them in order. A Wreath of Whispers. So again, 2 images in those beautiful blue tones. Oh, and I love this deer. What do you think about this deer? Isn't he just fabulous? He was called Jingle Jungle. And next is our Twinkle Moo. Love him or her. Then we have Winter's Grace with gorgeous florals. And then Heavenly Noel, beautiful angel. And then we also have another angel called Merry and Majestic. Just absolutely stunning. Like I said, perfect for so many different decor projects. Wall decor, ornaments, packaging even. Whatever you can think of. Pair with our decoupage gel. And there's 24 in here. And they're very budget friendly. So this is a very affordable product to use for gift giving and decor this year, which we thought of. Up next are MIDI transfers. These have a little tiny artworks, little pictures, and this first one is called Season's Greetings from the Past. So it has like really vintage, beautiful imagery that is perfect for ornaments, cards, tags, even a little mini gallery wall. I know I've seen you guys use them on refrigerators and things like that. They're perfect for that. And they fit into so many of our beautiful decor mold frames. They work beautifully with that for sure. Next is our Holy Night set. So this has, again, more of those vintage images, beautiful birds. And some of these images are in our decoupage fibers as well, so you can mix and match if you wanted to. Okay, and next is the Painted Legacy. So this is like little mini works of art. So again, even after Christmas is over, you can use these to make your own little gallery frames and little works of art. Just absolutely stunning. Again, they work with majority of our decor molds that have the frames. Just so fun and pretty to use. And next is the floral ambiance. Again, little pictures of art and florals and vintage images that will go really with anything. So again, past Christmas into winter or into any time you want to create, these will be just beautiful. And don't forget to let us know what your favorite product is. We're really dying to know. And now I'm going to show you exactly how to use the casting mix. So I want to walk you through this. I'm going to make some little ornament projects with you. So here I have all of the tools that I showed you earlier in the box. So I have the 2 measuring cups. Now I'm going to fill the 1 cup completely full with the casting mix. And then what I'm going to do is mix water with the casting mix. So I'm going to use the other measuring cup just halfway up with water. So like I said before, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So you have all the measurements on these little cups. So it'll help you with those measurements perfectly. So I'm filling this cup up, and then the cup with the water, I'm only going to fill halfway. So that's pretty easy. I've also found that I don't want to mix too much of this casting mix at one time, because it sets up very, very quickly before you even get to pour it. If you're going to pour into multiple molds, I highly recommend you do small amounts at a time. That was just my finding. But if you're going to do one large mold or casting, then of course mix accordingly. Now, I just found that was better for me. So now mixing the water with the casting mix, and what you want to make sure you do is mix it as thoroughly as possible. And you know that it's ready when it has the consistency of like cream, like a light cream. You'll kind of get the gist, as you go, when you get used to using this product, you'll see for yourselves like when it's ready. And I use that little silicone stick that comes in the box to mix it with. And I make sure I scrape the sides really well, the bottom really well, to make sure I get all of that powder mixed into my water as thoroughly as possible. And it really actually is very quick. A lot of you have asked what this is and if it's durable. It is very durable. Just don't drop it, from a high, from a high point or throw it against the wall. Don't do that. But it is actually very, very sturdy, and you will be amazed at how much detail this casting mix picks up from these intricate molds. It's really impressive, especially next to, like, let's say resin. It's even better than the resin, believe it or not. So it's quite impressive. I was impressed, and I really enjoyed playing around with this. Yeah, there you see it was perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour it into my molds. Now, another key thing that you need to know, once you pour it into your molds, do not move the mold. Leave it right where it sits. They say that it sets up in a half an hour, which is true. But for some of the more intricate molds or smaller castings, I would leave it for an hour. That's just my take. And I did. I left these frames for about an hour just to set up, and I didn't touch the mold at all. I didn't move it. If you add too much water, they do become more brittle. If you don't add enough water, it's too thick and won't go into your mold as nicely. As you can see here, I'm just pouring carefully, and I do have drips and drops and stuff like that, but that's totally fine. That didn't make a difference at all. It does level itself out, and I just had a lot of fun working with this. And you can see I used some of my extra in the Bright Bubbles decor mold, and then also the frames is the Ornate Legacy mold. And by the way, the molds are being restocked for everyone. You've been asking, and we definitely are doing that, and they'll be in now. And here you can see just how much detail and how smooth the surface is, and it's ready for your art mediums, your transfers, or whatever you want to throw at it. The frames are so impressive, and I did have a little bit of an overpour, which was not a big deal. I just kind of took my finger and just took off that little excess bit, and it was perfectly fine. So there's a lot of room for error in that regard. And I felt like that was great. So I still got a nice, clean, smooth circle within my frame. And like I said, the details here are just amazing. And I was so excited to start adding my art mediums to it because I could not wait to see how the details were going to come out. So I'm just demolding here for you guys just to see. And like I said, I waited about an hour for this mix to set up, and I did not touch my molds. I left them exactly where they stood. Also, you want to make sure that you pour on a very level surface. That also helps a lot to make sure that the backs of your frames or the backs of your castings are very even and level. And look at that detail. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. I was really, really impressed. It does have sort of a textured, rougher, like kind of finish, so it takes your art mediums absolutely beautifully. Now here, I wanted to make patina gilded frames. So I'm taking our Art Alchemy Patina Green Decor Wax and adding that completely over the entire surface of my frames. And it does look really bright at first, and that's okay because I'm going to tone it down with some aged brass decor wax in just a bit. So I let this sort of set for maybe about 15-20 minutes. I use my Art Alchemy, or my Art Basics, I should say, Finnabair brushes to get in there really beautifully. It goes into all the little details. You know, with something like this, I didn't use my finger because it's not for the finishing touches. It's to completely cover. So I love my Finnebair brushes for this. The wax glides right onto the surface of these frames. It's absolutely wonderful. And like, you can see how great the color is too. It just really pops. The patina green is awesome for, like, if you want like a patina effect. You know, let's say you have something gold and you want to add patina details, that this wax is fabulous. Now I'm going in with my aged brass and again my other Art Basics Finnebair brush, and I'm showing you there that what the results are going to be once you add this metallic wax, and it's really, really pretty. I wanted to do something different other than just the black and gold frames, you know, for you guys, just to give you another unique perspective of what you can layer together to get these beautiful frames. And I just go in very, very carefully with this decor wax. And I don't want to do full coverage, but I want to do a dusting over this green. Now you can certainly add a little or a lot. It's completely up to you. I just wanted those details just to come through and have that two-tone effect. I think it really turned out very, very beautiful. So let me know what you think so far, like what color combination you would use on these frames, what your favorite would be, or maybe even like what color trees you have if you go with like the modern or the vintage. You know, I'm just really curious. Here, I'm just using my finger just to touch up those tiny little details because the brush can cover too much, and I really wanted that green to come through in that little delicate frame. Now I'm going to use one of the new transfer sets. So this one is from the Holy Night collection. And then the other sheet is called the Seasons Greetings from the Past set. So you can see I cut out some already, but I love that little depiction of the farm with the snowy hills and the deer. So I chose different ones that I thought would go really well with this color combination on my frames. These transfers went on absolutely beautifully and smoothly. I just am very careful when I pull up that protective sheet, not to rip it too fast. You know, you want to go very slowly, very gently, and work it as you go, especially when it's one solid transfer like this. You know, you have to be a little bit more careful than you do with, like, let's say, you know, the individual branches with florals. You know, that's what I find. And if you take your time and you're patient, it comes out just fine. I used the polishing pad by Redesign also just to smooth out any wrinkles, any little parts that may not have, you know, transferred onto my surface perfectly, or it may look perfect, but that polishing pad makes sure that it's down the way that you want it to be. And you can see just how beautiful that's starting to look already. I love how that looks. And that's why I chose some of the colors that I did, or I chose some of the transfers that I did. There's lots of color options that you can choose from. I'm just putting my transfers on MDF boards, like little pieces. Now, I cut them out with my laser engraver, and not all of you have access to that. So I would recommend that maybe you could just use chipboard, like a sturdier chipboard, and cut it out yourselves to fit the back of the frames. The transfers will go on that perfectly fine. You can add gesso, like a, you know, kind of a primer, and go from there. I highly recommend that. Or you might have someone local in your area who could cut some of these circles and squares out for you as well. It's really very easy to do. Now you'll see too, like with my little oval and my little square, that the transfers don't go all the way to the edge. That's totally fine because I cut those pieces just a little bigger than the frame cutout, so I could glue them on, and it also hides any of those little corners if it doesn't go all the way over. Plus, I was picky about what I wanted to show in the frame. And here they are finished. I added velvet ribbon and some little greens and some berries. I just super glued those on, and I think that they turned out absolutely beautiful. But like I said, any color combination that you choose or anything that you want, you know, you can choose colors from the transfers and you can't go wrong. And I really, really appreciate you guys watching today. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, tell us what your favorites are, and we'll see you soon.